Hello guys, welcome to the second tutorial of plotly. In this tutorial, we will create the scatter plot and the bar charts. So let's get started. So I have imported the necessary libraries, the data set, renamed the column, and these are the top 5 rows, right? So let's import another library called plotly.express and plotly.graphobjects. Import plotly.express as px and import plotly dot graph slash s go. Right. So let's create a data is equals to square bracket go dot scatter. We create a scatter plot, right? So we'll define the x as df dot sales and y as df dot profit, right? And the mode is equals to markers. So this will create the scatter plot, right? So we need a layout where we'll define the x-axis and the y-axis. So let's create a layout is equals to go dot layout. This will create the title for the graph. Title is equals to sales versus profit. We'll create the x-axis label and the y-axis label. So x-axis is equals to, we'll define it in dict tiltl equal to sales, comma y-axis equal to dict title is equals to profit, right? And we'll define hover mode is equals to closes. That's not necessary, but let's define it, right? So we'll create a figure equals to go dot capital F figure, and we'll define data equals to data. This is this one, right? And for layout we will define this right? So comma layout equals to layout, right? So that if you want the output of the graph as an HTML, you can write pyo.plot. So that will pyo.plot. This will create an HTML file for output of graph, right? So we'll write pyo.plot and we'll define this figure. So this creates an HTML file. So this is a scatter plot where profit and this is the sales, right? You can zoom in, right? So let's toggle on the spike lines. So for this, profit was minus 2088, the sales was 237.28, so there was a loss. You can zoom in even more, right? So let's close this data over set, right? If you want the data, if you want the graph to be shown in the notebook itself, you need to write figure dot show and the cell, it will show the graph in the notebook itself. So the title sales versus profit, X-axis and Y-axis defined as profit and sales. Here the data, this is the outlier, right? Double click on the data, reset all the axes. These are all the tools. You can download the data. You zoom in like this, and you want this as a snapshot as PNG, then download plot as a PNG. You can zoom in, pan the data, right? This is a scatter plot, right? So let's create a bar chart of profit region wise. Profit underscore region. We'll create a data frame for it. pd dot out table. So data df values equals to profit that we want, and index is equals to region. So this will create a group by, where the group by will be region, right? But it has a default function, that is aggregate function, that will be mean. So we need to change this to sum, right? So we'll write g func equals to sum. We have to mention that we wanted in sum, right? Let's check out the table. How does the table looks? See, this is the table, right? So we'll create a bar chart of profit on the region. So firstly we'll define data is equals to square bracket go dot bar, right? So in this we'll define the x and the y. X is equals to profit region dot index, comma, and y equal to profit region dot values. Let's write profit. Then we will define the text txt, which is equals to profit underscore. So we'll define this profit region underscore profit region dot profit. So this will define the text over the bar chart that will show the number, the figure, the values that the bar chart has, right? So this is data. We'll create a layout. Layout is equals to go dot layout, right? So we'll define the title, profit bar chart, comma, we'll define the x-axis and the y-axis. Let's copy it from over here. Right. So the x-axis will contain region and the y-axis will contain profit, right? So let's contain figure equals to go dot figure, right? Data is equals to data, comma, and layout equals to layout. Let's create an HTML file for it. P5o dot plot figure. What made mistake? As you can see, this was a capital, so let's cut off it, right? So this created an HTML file for this, right? So the profit for Atlantic was something around 80k, for Northwest Territories was around 21k, and so on. Okay. So let's modify this graph and put in some more details about it. So let's create figure dot update traces to show the detail about the graph. Figure dot update underscore traces. Okay, so we'll create a text template. text template, which is equals to colon percentage this is text. So this is text that we defined over here, text. So we want the text for up to 2 decimal places. That should be enough for us. And the position for the text, text position equals to outside, that means outside the bar chart. Okay, so let's run this. So as you can see, we got all the text details, right? So we created up to 2 decimal places, those 0.60 over here, right? So we can even change the text size if you want. So we can create the uniform text size. So for that we'll create figure underscore date underscore layout, right? So if you don't know the attributes about any function, so you just need to wait a second. So figure dot update, so you just need to put your cursor into the braces and press shift and tab. So this will show up us all the detail about the function. So what does it take, what are the functions and everything, right? So let's create uniform text, uniform text underscore minimum size is equals to 10. So this will create a size 10 for all of this. Okay, assumed. So this will create a uniform size for all the text over here, right? So instead of outside, we can even declare it inside. So the data has came inside, right? So let's go to the next table where we'll create profit and sale region wise. Okay, so let's create a table data frame of profit and sale. Profit sales equals to pd dot table where tf is the mean, values equals to profit comma sales. So, and the aggregate function should be sum func is equals to sum, right? And let's create index as the region. Yes, so this is the table data frame that we created. So we'll create a bar chart containing the profit and sales side by side. Okay, so let's create the data frame. So first we'll create trace 0 for profit and then for trace 1 for sales. So let's create this go dot bar, as we want bar chart, bar braces. We'll define the x and the y. X is nothing but ps dot index and y is nothing but ps dot profit, right? Comma will name equal to ps, name should be in text, profit. So this is the trace 1. Let's click trace 1, second trace for sales. Go dot bar x equal to ps dot index, comma y equal to ps dot sales and name equal to sales. So after this we need to create a data that contains both. So data equals to square bracket trace 0 comma trace 1. right? And then we need to create the layout. Layout equals to go dot layout. So go dot layout will just define the title TIT, which will be equals to profit and sales chart for a region, right? Then we give the figure. Figure equals to go dot figure, where data is equals to data, comma layout is equals to layout, figure dot show. Oh, we had an error. Capital P. And the error module object is not okay. This is capital L. Right. So as you can see, this is the bar chart we have created for where the blue is the profit and the red is the sales. As you can see over here, this is for the Atlantic, this is for the Northern Territories, Ontario, Quebec, West York, right? So we need the details about what was the sale figure, right? So we'll create a figure dot date figure dot date. This is where we will simply copy this text template and text position, right? So instead of inside, we'll select outside. We have not defined text, so we need to define the text in this, comma text equal to ps dot profit and text equal to ps dot sales. This is capital P. As you can see, we get all the details, right? So you can even turn off sales and profit. So let's turn off the sales. So it shows only the profit, right? This is the good feature in Plotly. So you can again turn it on. You can turn off the profit. You can turn off both. So you can use this for comparing the data, right? So this was about the bar charts in Plotly. There are many bar charts. You can even try the stacked ones. So stacked ones are nothing but stacked upon each other, like this profit over here, then this on over this, and shows the detail about this. I'll show the link in the description below. Thank you for listening.